Financial burden on India as well. Let's bring in Sree Iyer also into the conversation. So when we're discussing the ramifications, of course, of these escalating tensions between, of course, the two countries, Iran and the US, we also have Mike Pompeo, who is going to be visiting India very soon. Do you think that this shadow boxing which is going on between US and Iran, could that impact Pompeo's visit as well?
I don't think so. I think India can play an important role in diffusing tensions between Iran and the United States. I was hoping that when Mike Pompeo comes calling, he might raise the issue of help from India in supporting their cause in Afghanistan as well. And I think India should step up to the plate and offer them, troops on the ground in exchange for perhaps the latest state-of-the-art weaponry, so that they can effectively, bring their troops up to date. And the other thing that India can do is, India has proven that it is a mature democracy, that it doesn't react, it doesn't have a trigger reaction or anything. And I think it can help calm down tensions. I'm also looking at the G20 coming up on 28th and 29th, where Narendra Modi will be meeting Donald Trump, even if it is just sidelines. I'm not sure about the exact one-on-one meeting details, but these are all instances where Narendra Modi can help US and Iran work out their differences.
Okay.
First of all, I think we need to all remember that the agreement was signed by the government of the United States that Trump just took off of the table. So there is a challenge there where a country-to-country agreement gets signed and the president comes along and says, no, I don't abide by it. So that is another challenge that the US is having. So this strongman approach that Trump is, posing, it's beginning to have some ramifications, and I'm actually happy that Trump pulled back on the order to strike against Iran, because that is the first time I'm seeing a show of maturity on part of Donald Trump that, yes, if civilian lives are at stake, I should be more cautious. So I'm happy that way. The important thing here is the collateral effect. If $1 rise in crude price is going to result in $4, indirect pricing of your essential commodities, rice, wheat, pulses, anything that requires transportation. So India will suffer because of that. Let's hope that there is an amicable way that can be found between these two powers, and that India be the one that can help things calm down.
Well, absolutely. Let's come back to the ramifications on India, and of course Sree Iyer still with us. Sree Iyer, would you still stick with your initial argument? Because it looks like here most of the experts here really feel that India doesn't really have that power, India really cannot do much to mediate between Iran and US. We have our own interests at hand. That is something which should be the focus of India. As far as India is concerned, it doesn't have much of a role. It really cannot do much when it comes to mediating between the two countries which are at loggerheads with each other.
I disagree, and if you will just permit me, let me just make my point.
Please.
Trump has kind of painted himself into a corner. He needs to be able to have a way to just gracefully come out of that. For that, he needs somebody to do back-channel negotiations, take the messaging back and forth, make sure that both sides understand the situation that they are in. And for this, in the past, it has been either Europe or Russia or somebody else. And I would like India to be that somebody else, because no matter how this spins, the one that is going to suffer the most is India. So it is in India's interest to try and see how best it can put itself in a position to try and bring about some sort of a rapprochement. Remember, Trump could be, doing some sort of a diversionary tactic to try and get the people's mind off of all the investigations that are going on. He is in a lot of trouble because a lot of people have been subpoenaed from his administration. Some of them are in jail. He's always having this problem where now the White House is not releasing a lot of documents, and the Democrats, sensing blood, are going to the Justice Department, to the judiciary, and saying that please order White House to release all these documents. So this is his bigger problem today, not Iran. So Iran is being used as a diversionary tactic to try and get people's mind attention off of this.
Is it a diversionary tactic or